Hello and welcome to PMF Beginner's Guide to Trading in Stocks and Shares. The objectives over the next sequence of clips is to give a complete beginner a guide as to what is needed to get you started in trading in stocks and shares. There's a number of different issues. One of the key points are your sources of information. They are absolutely vital to making sure that you get a good trade. So what you need to do is check the reliability and the accuracy of the sources. Also knowing when they are published. I trade a lot on the London Stock Exchange and their free service are 15 minutes delayed. That's fine for me because I choose to do a long trade. If you're doing minute by minute trading, that obviously is not acceptable. You'll need to pay for a subscription service. Many mobile phones offer little applets on their desktop. But what is their source? How up to date is it? And what processing do they do before they show you the numbers? If any of the above are unknown, then the risk of the investment increases. So what type of investor do you want to be? Do you want to be minute by minute? That's a lot of fun and certainly gets the adrenaline pumping. But it carries high risk. And what you need to remember is every trade you make, it has a cost for when you buy and for when you sell. So you can have a run or a rally on a particular stock and it looks good, but by the time you take into all of the costs and then the tax that you need to pay, will you really make a profit? It's a difficult one. If you're doing small time investment, anywhere under probably $500,000, it's very difficult to make real profit. Maybe $500,000 up to $1 million, you stand a chance. The profits could outstrip the costs. A day trader, do you check once a day and then place your order with your broker for the next day's trading? That again can actually be quite lucrative. You need to keep on top of all of your shares. It takes a lot of your time and a lot of monitoring. It can be a lot of fun. It can be very rewarding. Midterm, that's where you start to ride the ups and downs of the stocks that you hold, and also gives you a chance to investigate potential future purchases. It's a much slower burn, but in some ways it's more stable. You probably won't get the highs and the adrenaline buzz that you will for the day trader or the minute by minute trader. But you'll get a decent return. The long-term trader, that's where you really can ride the highs and lows as the stocks that you hold go up and down. But you look at the overall trend. Is the overall trend up? Is the overall trend down? And you have time to make a very considered opinion. The other advantage of a long-term trader is you may also get benefits from things such as dividends, which you won't get from the other types of trader. So are you going purely for the share rise and fall, or are you going, actually, if I stay in this for over a year, I can get the rise and fall in the stock, but I might also get other benefits such as dividends or other shareholder benefits. I'll go into this in future clips that I'm going to be making. So, you're probably going to need a broker. There's many factors in considering what broker you're going to need. What do you actually want your broker to do? Do you want your broker to give you advice? Maybe. what are the fees? Every transaction that you place with your broker will have a fee, whether it's a buy or a sell. Maybe you'll get a package deal where their advice is combined in with a transaction. But what you also need to know is, where does that broker obtain their advice? Where does that broker obtain their data? And how up to date is it? I started off using brokers, and I would notice things in the news. It was before the days of the web. I'd notice things in the newspapers, the Financial Times, and on the TV news, etc. And by the time I got to my broker, and by the time the broker contacted the runner at the stock exchange, things were very different from what I actually thought I was buying. Make sure that you're clear on all of these things. I ultimately changed to where I just asked my broker to either buy or sell, and I analyse the prices, and I get an agreed price at the time, or an agreed range of prices at the time I buy or sell from my broker. That works very well for me. It lets me have control over my investments. If you are asking the broker to make a transaction, you need to know how long after you instruct them will they actually make the transaction, and what will the price be at the time they make the transaction compared to when you ask them. Something very significant that's worth considering. And finally, in this introduction, investing is a lot of fun and it can be very rewarding. But please remember, shares do go up and down. Never risk more than you can afford to lose. In the following clips, I'll introduce some of the techniques used by the professionals, many of the investors and brokers that I've had privilege to meet with and learn from over many years. I look forward to sharing those techniques and tips with you and hope they will help you. Please note, I will never give financial advice. That's for legal reasons and personal reasons. But I will give you an introduction to the techniques as to how to find the data and look at the data. After that, it's down to you. Happy investing.